What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 32 of the F1 Ultimate Career Series for the Brazilian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one. And as always, if you are new around here, then make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content as the series continues and as we wind this season down. So, a quarter of the season left to go then. Just 4 rounds left. Brazil, Australia, Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. But before we get into that first of those 4 races in Brazil, we've got some upgrades to make. A major upgrade on the chassis line. Consider rushing it for a second, try and get it in before Brazil. We'll put it in for next episode. That will come in when we go to Melbourne next time out. We haven't got enough points to go for another upgrade for now, so just be the one chassis major upgrade on that front, and we should get the minor upgrade through on the powertrain. We've closed up to Mercedes. It's quite equal right now in terms of which car is fastest. It's more or less the same. MGUK and MGUH will go for new parts on those. Obviously, we know by now that the penalty warning means nothing if you do it before the race weekend. In terms of the championship then, Hamilton still leads Verstappen by 13. We sit in 4th place, just 4 points clear of Norris, and still working to try and close down Bottas. We're 19 points back from him going into the last few rounds. And of course, Mercedes have quite a big lead now, 32 points in Constructors. There's a lot to haul back, but it's still 4 rounds to go, plenty of time. But in terms of our rivalry here, I think we're maybe about to lose the rivalry for the first time in our career. Hamilton has completely trounced us, winning the last 3 races on the spin. So it's going to take a lot of work for us to try and pull that back if we've got any chance at all. But we'll advance time here, and we're still looking, of course, for our 3rd victory of the season. Of course, 1 Bahrain, 1 France. Haven't won since then. It's been about 5 or 6 races since we've taken victory. There have been opportunities to win races, so have been let down by reliability over the course of the season. We'll even go for 1 more upgrade here before we get into the race weekend and see in what part we'll look into that. We've got enough for another major chassis upgrade, so we'll go for that and have that in prior to the race in Jeddah. So look forward to that one. That'll be a very exciting episode when we go there for the first time. But there we go, 5 resource points left in the bank and 2 major chassis upgrades, 1 per episode to come in for next time out. But that'll more or less do us here in terms of the team hubs. So without further ado, let's head over to Interlagos and get this race weekend underway. It's time for round 13, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Here we go then, time for qualifying here in Brazil, and this time out we're being hit with much heavier rain than we met in America last round. Of course, we're on the intermediates in the last qualifying session. This time we're on full wet, so this could be a slightly more entertaining qualifying than usual as we make our way out of that long pit lane exit and going down towards turn number 4. Of course, 2021 Brazilian Grand Prix in real life was one fraught of controversy. Hamilton fighting his way back from the field across the sprint and the Grand Prix, including collisions at turn 4 or close to contact at turn 4 between Hamilton and Verstappen. But hopefully we'll avoid that today as those two go head-to-head in the championship. But in our case though, for our first qualifying lap up towards turn 1 and towards the first 3 corners on the circuit, of course the centre S, leading down towards this first corner quite a lot slower when trying to avoid going over the curbs on corner exit out, going out 2 and into 3. And making our way now towards what will be the first DRS zone in tomorrow's race. It'll be a dry race, so we can guarantee that at least for the start of the Grand Prix. Might get a bit overcast later on. But going down towards turn 4, 19.1 our first sector, in towards that left hand. A bit wide there on corner exit, but trying to avoid going any wider than that. Verstappen for the 1 minute 17.3 to kick off the session. He sets the first time on the ball. We'll see whereabouts we stack up, of course, always to bank a lap on our first run, and we'll go for another lap, see whereabouts we can gain any time. Coming up towards the line to complete our first lap, we're 1 minute 18.3, so almost a second off for Verstappen, but of course we've been in this situation before, so we're not too concerned in terms of times to kick us off on our first lap. Improving by about half a second here to go down into the last sector, down towards the left-hander of turn 12 for the last proper corner on the circuit, and go back up the hill to complete lap through turn 13 here, a slight run to the left. Sainz in front of us, going way wide off our line there, going towards 14, and of course towards what will be the last DRS zone on the circuit, down the main straight towards turn 15, and up towards the line. 6/10 improvement that will put us back into 3rd place. Sainz tops us for a second. It's 1 minute 17.6, so into the 17s now. Bottas fastest, 4/10 in front of us right now. We'll go on to our second set of wet tyres and go for one last run at the end of the session. There might be a sense of thunderstorm above the circuit right now, but that will clear up to accelerate time. So it's Bottas fastest right now, Verstappen second, Leclerc 3rd, we're in 4th. No sign of Lewis Hamilton in the top 10. I should imagine we'll get a lap in here in the late stages, but for now though, he's out of the top 10, which could be a concern for him if things perhaps don't go to plan. As checker flag now falling on qualifying, Hamilton is there in P6, having set his lap. We're coming through on our last lap time and close to very little to almost no improvement so far on this lap. We'll see him try and gain a 10th or 2, a bit wide there at turn 11, comes to 12 as he enters the last sector here, a 10th, 1.3 tenths up as it stands right now, coming up towards the line and looking to perhaps improve by about a quarter of a second here. It's not going to be pole at this rate. We're down to P6, Bottas has improved by a little bit as well. I think he's on pole for this one. Up towards the line here to complete our final lap here, and in the end it will be P5 on the grid. A respectable position given the wet conditions. Hopefully we can try and convert that with our fresh parts for the power unit in the Grand Prix.
And with qualifying complete, Let's review our top three today. Leclerc, Bottas and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
How about that then? Leclerc takes pole position, Bottas second, and Verstappen in third. Leclerc takes Ferrari's first pole position of the campaign. Wheeler at P5 behind his teammate Carlos Sainz. Hamilton in P8, so a bit of work to do for the Brit there. That can play into our hands at Red Bull, but it's time now for the Grand Prix. See what we can do.
Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the two DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Cohen, Lewis Hamilton and Gasly, Vettel, Ocon, Raikkonen and Carlos Sainz, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Lando Norris. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Russell, Ricciardo, Latifi, Fernando Alonso. They've taken a grid penalty. And Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So here we go then, no more talking, time for action on the grid for the Brazilian Grand Prix, round at number 13 of the season from P4 on the grid. In terms of strategy, and we're looking at a dry race throughout, so obviously free choice after wet qualifying in terms of starting tyres. I'm looking at the ultimate strategy. I want to start on the softs and go on those hard tyres at the end. I fear the mediums won't last all the way to the end of the Grand Prix, so we'll go for the ultimate strategy today, see if it pays out for us, and see whereabouts we stack up compared to everyone else in the order. But Leclerc is on pole, Bottas alongside him, Verstappen third, and Wheeler up fourth. Here come the lights now for the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 13 of the season. It's a long, long hold of the lights. But it's lights out to the floor, and we are now underway. Good start from Hamilton there. On our right, going towards turn one. Great start from Lewis, jumping in front of us. And Gasly on the outside too. Ocon going free wide in towards turn one. We'll get clear of both those two cars. But it's down to P5 then. But Leclerc leads away from Verstappen. Bottas in third, Hamilton fourth, and we now sit in fifth place. So not at all a good getaway here. We're going to try and use an overtake on the run down towards turn four, try and close in time. But everyone's using battery on the start, so we won't get any places there. Consider the move down the inside for Lewis that early on, but not worth it at all there. That could have been potentially a lot more risky than we let on. As I make our way through the opening sector to complete this first lap of the Grand Prix. Long ways to go. Plenty of time to try and get that spot back as we make our way back up the hill here to complete the first lap of the 36. That'll make up this Grand Prix, and closing on Lewis here, going towards turn one and making our way down the main straight. No overtake just yet. Using the last bit here, going towards that first corner. Leclerc leads that one, going to the outside of Hamilton into the braking zone. There it is, Leclerc from Verstappen, Bottas in third. We're trying to go the inside of Hamilton for fourth place. There we go, making the move on the inside and the outside for turn three, but pulling clear of our compatriot and jumping up into fourth place. We'll start to get to work now and chasing down the three leaders. Leclerc has got Verstappen right his chuff him. When DRS comes into play in a lap's time, that could be advantage to Verstappen going down towards turn four. On to lap three here, fastest lap for us. Bonus point if we can maintain that in the Grand Prix. And Bottas is our next target. They're going down towards the first few corners then. Of course, our first chance at overtaking him. We go down towards turn four once again, but Verstappen a lot closer to Leclerc than we are to Bottas. Going down the straight, we see Verstappen in front of us there, making a move to the outside, looking for the race lead off his rival. Around the outside goes Verstappen. We're close to Bottas, couldn't quite do it with purple first sector. Verstappen may take the lead from Leclerc. We'll keep an eye on those two. Verstappen does take the lead to come towards the end of lap three, but this time we're a lot closer to Valtteri going down the main straight. Of course, our main rival points-wise in the championship. It'll be crucial to beat him in order to try and claim constructors points for Red Bull. Around the outside of turn one, as we did on Lewis a couple of laps ago, and on the inside of Valtteri and taking P3 away. So onto the podium here. We'll get to work on trying to hunt down Leclerc and then our teammate Verstappen. We yet to have a full fight with Verstappen from start to finish in the Grand Prix. We've always been plagued by reliability in some way and forced to retire. I think Belgium was a prime example. But on the end lap number 4 now, closing on Leclerc. I think we'll be a bit too far away now to go for a move towards turn 1. We're going to get close enough here. Closing in all the time on the Ferrari, going to dive in deep in towards that first corner. It was a risky move. We only just come up in front of Leclerc, so avoiding wiping his front wing, but around on the inside of the Monegasque and up into second place now. 1-2 for Red Bull, a full 43 points going our way, plus our points fastest lap too. So things looking good for us right now. Bottas 4th, Hamilton 5th. Will be good points for Verstappen's chasing the championship too. Fastest up again here, 1 minute 8.981 as you go back towards turn 1, start lap 6. This thing, I'm right on the tail of our teammate Max Verstappen now. Of course, you might think we're going to try and give Verstappen points in the championship to try and help him get the championship there, and then obviously from there fight for the constructors. But we want the race win for today. It's an ace to the last on the Grand Prix. So to the outside of Verstappen, going towards turn 4. Hopefully it doesn't force us off around the outside, but keeping our line here on corner exit, going down into the left-hander of turn 5, back up the hill for 6. Verstappen still side by side going into the right-hander. It's been very tight indeed over the curb bit, almost go up on Verstappen, out on the grass as well, going through turn 7 and now into 8. Verstappen maintains his lead narrowly, but he knows what we're about now. He knows what we're trying to do, and the track has clouded over considerably quickly here in the early stage of this Grand Prix. We'll keep updates going as much as we can in terms of the weather, because I'm not liking the look of that weather right now. Going down the main straight here onto lap 7 and closing on Max as we did on Leclerc a lap ago, going towards that first corner, down the inside of the Dutchman, going in towards turn 1, and we'll take the lead away from Verstappen. If we can try and get a exit out of turn 2. No DRS for us this time around. We were just in front of him at the mark, but there we go, up into the race lead for the first time today. And Verstappen with a poor run through his first 3 corners. You're going to see Leclerc challenging now on the run down towards turn 4, as Max did a couple of laps ago for the race lead. But pushing on to lap number 8 now. Leclerc has dispatched our teammate and is now sitting in second place. So have to keep an eye out on the weather here. So we'll go and check things with our engineer.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Light rain incoming. That could be a concern in terms of strategy, because we don't actually know when that will come. On to lap 13 here and on to lap 14 when our pit window opens, going to the hard tyres. But I'm still not liking the fact the rain could be coming, and it's intermittent at this point in the race. So whether we stay out like we did in France for a few laps longer and see if the rain starts to fall down, we'll have to wait and see there as we continue to lead the way. Pushing on to the end of lap number 14. A big slide there out of turn 11 going towards 12, and Leclerc will take advantage of that and close in a fair bit more as we make our way up the hill once again. The soft tyres starting to struggle now, so we can't be out here for too much longer on those tyres. But meanwhile, as we're leading the way here, one of the drivers in this pack has got a different idea in terms of strategy. It's Lewis Hamilton in P5 into the pit lane, the first of the 5 cars to bite the bullet and come into the pit lane for a change of tyres. But the crucial thing is, what is he going on to? Is he going into a set of intermediates or a set of hard tyres? This move could be crucial to decide the rest of the Grand Prix for everyone else. Hamilton onto hard tyres, so keep on the dries for now. But crucially, this could end up being like Mexico last season, where of course there's a lot of rain that continued to hit the circuit, but it just didn't get wet enough for us to change onto any sort of wet tyres. So it could be the same thing there. But Hamilton's gone to dries, so that could influence the strategy for everyone else if we all stay on the dries. So I have to have another check here on the weather report and see exactly what the game plan is now.
Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Okay, we've had no update in terms of where the rain is, but we're being told dries is still the best tyres. So Lewis has made that stop, but all the evidence is looking towards us going onto our set of hard tyres as the plan was to make our way going in towards the pit lane here. And I was just seeing it now on the halo, the first lights of rain starting to appear, and this could be crucial for us if it is starting to rain now. Oh no, this could be a really, really bad poor call from the team if things go wrong now. Hard tyres going on. If we need to pit onto intermediates in this Grand Prix, we might be finished here, because these guys, the 3 cars in front of us, Bottas, Leclerc, Verstappen, have all stayed out. Lewis is on the hard tyres with us now as they make our way out the pit lane here. 2.5 second stop, so solid stop regardless, but we could need to make a second stop potentially if things go wrong for us. It's going to come down to what tyres those 3 pit onto, whether they're dry or wet, and from there that will influence what we do and how well our Grand Prix goes. But potentially this goes wrong, that could be the race being out the window. So emerging just in front of Lewis here with about a second or so, going down towards turn 4.
We're seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So still light rain for the next 20 minutes or so to come up towards the last couple of corners again. Leclerc, Bottas, Verstappen all in the pit lane here. Signs of battle are hiding in what tyres they're on. They're all on dry. So Leclerc and Bottas on mediums. I assume Max is on mediums too, sorry. Into that first corner. Hamilton right behind us here. So onto lap 17 in this Grand Prix near the halfway stage. Everyone's on dry tyres. So we can breathe a sigh of relief for now, and we'll maintain things as they are. But of course, if the rain gets any heavier, we will look onto the intermediate tyres, perhaps to get to the end of the Grand Prix. So Verstappen rejoins in second, in front of Hamilton, and Leclerc has dropped back massively here. He's lost at least 2 places. They're going to make our way through turn 5 once again. So on to the end of lap 17 now. Verstappen's going to get to work and try and take the lead from us here. If we can get close enough for the DRS to his advantage. So Vettel and Sainz into the pit lane here. Soft tyres going off for those two cars. And Verstappen going for it here onto lap 18, going up to the outside, going towards turn 1, side by side with the Dutchman once again into the first corner and looking to try and pull in front on corner exit. Verstappen may get us a little bit here, but we're going to outbrake him through turn 2 and maintain our spot for now. You can guarantee Verstappen will try and come back at us here with DRS as soon as he gets a chance to go down towards turn 4, for example. He closed in a bit, but Lewis is right there behind him because he's trying to keep him away, because obviously Lewis is still fighting Max for a championship here. Onto lap 19 and onto lap 20. Verstappen closes once again here. We used all our ERS for the lap. He gets replenished again for lap 20 and going towards that first corner. Verstappen still on the outside this time. We're even trying to back off, and that line there marks DRS, so we're back behind him. So we'll lose the lead for a second. We'll go back around his outside and use DRS to our advantage going down towards turn 4 to just sort of dispel any risk of losing the lead going towards that fourth corner. So back around the outside of Verstappen, and Hamilton and Leclerc fighting for P3 right behind. In terms of the weather, it's still looking a bit wet for now, but still no need to change onto intermediate to this stage of the Grand Prix. Onto lap 23, Verstappen and myself still at a decent pace, but the three behind us have dropped away a bit. They're about 2 seconds back now. Verstappen takes the lead outright going towards turn 1. Once again, DRS going back and forth as we finally get a decent fight with Verstappen, a long time fight with Verstappen for the race victory here. The last thing that was back in Belgium, obviously retired from that Grand Prix. DRS once again to our favour, going out of turn 3 and towards 4. So once again, the ribbing opens up and going down towards that fourth corner, down the inside of Verstappen as we make our way towards the braking zone, about half a car length in front and clearing him at the fourth corner. So back up into the lead again, and Verstappen still giving us pressure right behind the run through turns 5 and up towards 6 once again. I don't think he'll go to the outside. We'll defend the middle line here to go through in towards the right hand just to ensure he can't get to us on both sides. That straight quite narrow there. This is complete that complex of corners going in towards turns 8, 9 and 10. Continue on here to lap 26. Mazepin at the lap car, first car those we've caught today. I'm going to see if we can try and use them as a pit gears, try and get Verstappen to lose some time, so I was trying to relieve some pressure here. So we'll stay alongside Mazepin going through turn 9 and see if we can try and pull clear of him on corner exit. But it doesn't quite work as well as we planned though. A bit of a slide there out of 9, and Verstappen just goes around his outside like it's easy and holds on to that place and holds on to the gap for now, the main thing. So we've got to try and shake him somehow to make our way up through 11 and towards 12 once again. Only not long left to go in this Grand Prix now. Reaching the last third of it, so going wide off on the grass there, and off onto the grass again on both sides of the racetrack. Verstappen on the outside now takes the lead away from us, but crucially we kept our foot in it. We've still got DRS to get back, going down towards turn 1 once again. This is for the race lead once more, closing on Verstappen, going to the outside of the racetrack towards the braking zone once again. This time we're the car on the high groove and going into turn 1, out braking the Dutchman, pulling in front of him about half a car length here. We're still side by side through turn 2. It's going to be very tight here. Verstappen narrowly hangs on to the lead, but going to go around the outside and keep DRS once again and maintain P1 once more. So only just holding the lead there, but a very intense scrap with Verstappen, and we'll try and pull away from him once again. Hamilton now 1.8 behind, 1.9 behind, but those guys falling away here. And Verstappen's mediums being on lap 29 are starting to struggle a bit more. So we're starting to fall away with this slightly. And there's the next lap car, Nicholas Latifi, there in front of us. Now see, this time we'll see if we can try and get a bit of DRS off Latifi to try and maintain our lead. There's Lewis leading Leclerc and Bottas around turn 12 as he comes up through turn 14. DRS is to our advantage. We're close enough to Latifi this time to get that spot and close the up towards turn 1 to get lap 30. I mean, a few more laps to go here. Only a few laps from our third win of the season. And Verstappen's got to get around Latifi here if we think about taking us on once again. I think more or less that could be the end of the matter here. We're getting dangerously close to the end of this Grand Prix. Verstappen's running out of time here, so it's looking more and more likely. Short of any reliability faults, this could be our third victory of the season. On to lap 36, then the final lap. Verstappen's mediums have fallen away. 2.6 seconds behind right now, and short of anything going wrong in these closing moments. This looks to be win number 3 of the season. So in a long time coming, Belgium and Monza, a race that we could have won, but were denied thanks to powertrain errors. Power unit errors rather, up the hill then for the last time, and we're finally going to get our hands on our third victory. It's victory in Bahrain, victory in France, again in the wet. We're going to come towards the line here to take another victory, our third of the campaign, fourth of our career, over the line, P1. And I'm very, very pleased with that. That's probably my favourite drive of the season. We've done fantastically there today. Thoroughly pleased with that. We kept pace with the leaders all day long and managed to get around them in the pit lane. That's what worked out for us. Drive of the day. So from P5 in qualifying to P1 in the Grand Prix. Happy days. Another race win. And Verstappen finishes second, so more points to 1-2.
A great race then, very much as we've come to expect. And a fantastic win here at Interlagos. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
So victory then, our third of the season, Verstappen second and Lewis in third, but that blows for Mercedes in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. The 1-2 for Red Bull, a sucker punch just saying that these last 3 races, we won't go down without a fight. So we'll go to the Championship standings now and the race results, see how much of that gap we've closed to Mercedes.
Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I have to give it to Cohen. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern day Formula 1.
Let's move on to the constructors. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula 1.
So Leclerc finishes in 4th place off the podium, Bottas in 5th, Sainz finishes 6th, Gasly, Norris, Vettel and Ricciardo round out the top 10. But a 1-2 and a full house in terms of points, 43 plus the fastest lap is 44, so a decent day for us at the office here at Red Bull. In terms of the championship then, we'll see how much we gained in the standings. We're still P4, but only 3 points now back from Valtteri, and Max is just 10 points off Lewis, so this title fight in both respects isn't over yet. If we can both trump our respective Mercedes drivers, then we should have a good chance of taking the constructors. We're only 13 points back now from Mercedes, so we've closed a lot of that gap today. Plenty of work still to do though, because those 2 cars were dangerously quick in these last 3 rounds. But guys, that'll do it for this episode of the F1 Ultimate Career Series. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more future F1 content. And have a fantastic day, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.